This is actually an iPad, sorry, an
iPod
Touch. There's iPad, iPhone, this, that and the other. It's an iPod Touch. And you can download an app. If you see there where my little finger's pointing, it says there's a little app there, which is the codec app.
Pick Flick one, yeah.
You press that. And because this is wireless, and the way that this works, if at home you're accessing the internet by a laptop or any other product that doesn't have wires plugged into the modem, this will interrogate that and become part of your wireless network. All I do now is go into my photo library there and pick a picture. Let's pick this chap here. I don't know who he is. This is a touch screen. And then all I have to do is press send. And this is now sending this picture. If you look at the front here, you can see it's receiving the data from my...
That flap, by the way, will pop up at whatever it is, a 45-degree angle, or it will go flat. I mean, it just so happens that we've got ours set quite high, so obviously we tend to have that flat. It works, but you've got an LCD screen, obviously, on there, which guides you through silly things like changing the ink. I say silly, but it's a necessary thing. But you can choose and print papers. Yeah, but print graph paper.
You can do all sorts of things. The thing is, it can be a standalone printer, otherwise you don't need to have a computer or a laptop with this, because you've got the various inputs for cards, things like SD cards, compact flash, memory stick, that sort of thing. You can actually plug it in. So you can actually print your pictures directly from your camera or your card.
So if you've got no computer, you can use this. If you've got, say you've bought today's special value or something, you know, that wonderful Toshiba, you can take out the SD card from that, pop it in the slot there and print still pictures from that if you wanted to. It'll go through a card and look for JPEGs,
on the lovely little screen that's on the front, you can scroll through your pictures and then just tick the ones you want to print, press OK, and then you can go and have a cup of tea and let it get on with it.
Your camera might be picked bridge compatible, which means that you can just connect it with a USB cable, plug it into there, and print directly from that. Great options.
Well, you know, what I was thinking, this time of year, when a lot of people have their printers in their home offices, which are normally in a spare bedroom, normally has a small radiator, quite a cold place, wouldn't it be great to be doing all those reports, end-of-year reports, sat in your front room with a glass of port and a mince pie, or even doing the photographs of the Christmas party and printing them off wirelessly?
You're not going to tell me that this photograph has been printed on this?
Yeah, absolutely. This is why I bought it.
Look at the colours, guys. Look at these. Look at this blue, the greens, and that's A4, for goodness sake. Look at them. That is just amazing. And you're going to get sheets of this A4, aren't you?
Yeah,
you're getting here the premium photo paper, 50 sheets. Imagine framing that. How beautiful.
This is one I did in Reykjavik recently as well. Look at the beauty. Look at the lovely skies.
Stunning.
And, you know, and the depth of colour. And look at this gloss on that. That's wonderful. And these are dry and they're lifetime, which means they won't fade. So, you know, a lot of times you get prints, you put them on the wall, well, 6 months later they start to go a bit yellow. This won't happen with these.
Unbelievable. That's what you expect from Kodak. It's the ESP 7250 all-in-one Wi-Fi printer, scanner and copier with the ink and the paper pack there. $164.88 the introductory price. 3 easy payments of $54.96. Just over 100 of those left. Wonderful. Matt, thank you very much. Great to see you again, sir. We've still got lots to squeeze in. 564328. I say we've still got lots to squeeze in. We've got one item, but it is lots really, Colin, isn't it?
It is.
Colin has got with him, if you were with us right at the beginning, of course, we did preview this item. It's the machine of choice, if you like, in terms of the genre of the machine for a lot of people who work with graphics, a lot of people that work with photos or video. They wouldn't use a mouse to do a lot of things. They would use one of these. And when I say one of these, I'm talking about a graphics tablet. This is from Trust. It's the Slimline 10x6 widescreen picture, video and graphic editing tablet. £60.96. Maximum easy pay for you today. Again, even if you're brand new to the Zone or QVC, £15.24 plus your UK P&P, and we will dispatch this to you. All we need is details of a debit, credit or charge card. And it even comes with software, doesn't it?
That's correct. It comes with fantastic software, because if you can use it with your existing software if you've already got software, but it comes with a program called Arts Weaver, which does all the things that that expensive program that everyone's got does, and I think it's a really great program. For example, here we've got a picture of my sister-in-law's wedding, and we've got this horrible gate and a post here, and with the clone tool we can simply take this out very, very simply and just get rid of this gate very, very easily. Now, if you were trying to do this with a mouse, because you're having to push the mouse around, here you can actually do it with a pen, and you're working much more naturally. you're going to find that all the guys in the art studios, and I won't do the rest, I'll just come over to this post here. We just take this post out. All the guys working in art studios, where they're doing video or they're doing pictures, are using a tool like this, because you can be very, very accurate. As you can see here, I can get really, really close. And obviously, you know, it's taking it out very, very simply.
It's not impossible to do it with a mouse, but I've used both. It's much, much harder, and it's tougher because, let's face it, from very small children, we're taught to hold a pen or a pencil.
That's correct.
And that's what you're doing.
That's what you're doing. You're pushing it around the screen. Now, we've also got 21 hotkeys around the pad. So if you want to set up a hotkey to do something very, very particular, you can do that. So let's say you want to set up a hotkey to actually load a web page. You can do that. Now, because this pad has got a transparent film on it, you can actually put things underneath to actually trace. So what you can do now is you can actually trace things underneath here. So when you do that, if I actually go to the brush now, what I'm going to do is I've got a layer here. We've got layers in this program, so you can build up layers. So
this is a wireless pen, don't forget, that's working with the tablet.
So now I can actually draw around this boat very, very simply. Now, of course, kids are going to love this because they can play with this quite a lot. But, you know, we're just getting an idea of how you can use it. Now, I'm going to do this very, very quickly. But, you know, now I'm going to...
That's your excuse for being a bad tracer, isn't it?
What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to put some water, you know, the sea in here now. So if I just increase the size of my paintbrush up quite large, now I can actually draw in the sea very, very simply. You can see how easy that is to do. It's just like painting when you're using a paintbrush. How easy is that to do? You know, very, very simple to do. So if you want to colour in the sails again, if I reduce my paintbrush down in size slightly, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add a new layer on here, so I can put a layer on top of a layer so that I can work on different layers. So now I'm going to fill in my sails. So now I can go over the black and I'm just filling in the sails. So you get an idea how quickly you can start working with this.
But what I think is particularly good is when you really zoom in and you can get down to sort of pixel level to take out blemishes on photos, or to take out, I don't know, it might be an old photograph, for example, that's been folded in a wallet, and when you've scanned it in, it's got a huge, great, effectively a scar down the middle of it, a great big sort of white gash, for example. But using this, you can get in there and you can copy and you can start to blend it in, so that when you then zoom back out, it looks immaculate again. Restoring, for example, is just one of the many things that people use these graphics for.
That's right. But you know, you can see how easily it is to draw with this, because you're just flowing like a normal brush. If you're painting, you can actually do that. So you can just flow like a normal brush. Now, in fact, if I just take out this level, it's going to take out some of my... Let me just put back in the...
Is it pressure sensitive,
It's
Colin?
pressure sensitive as well, so you can get the pressure.
So the harder you push, the thicker
harder you push, the thicker it's going to get. You can also change a different brush. You've got lots of different brush strokes.
So, you can't do that with a mouse, can you?
You can't do that with a mouse. You can't get the pressure that you can get with this. So you can do all sorts of things like that. Now, the advantage now, if I add a layer over the top of this, I'm going to add a new layer. And what you can do is you can draw behind now. So now if I've got my layer here and I just drag that layer down, I can actually draw. So if I can do the sky now, so if I just pick up a very, very light blue here, I can draw the sky behind. Now if I change the density of it anyway, so I'm just going to make it slightly lighter, I can just draw behind my sails. So you see now how easy it is to actually do things. And you can really get some... I was listening to David Hockney, who's you know, drawing with something like this. And, you know, he does some fantastic art, and you can just draw this in. You can see how easy it is to do. And, in fact, if I make my brush even bigger, I can just fill it even quicker, so I can get a really big brush here. So now I can really start to sort of blow the background in. Now, you can't do this with a mouse because you're just not acting, you know, naturally as you would with a brush, because you're just painting just naturally. So it's very, very simple to do. As you can see, you can get some really great effects just by drawing that. We've got the layers where you've got one layer on top of the other, and it's really easy to actually work on it. And it's a much more natural way to work because, you know, when you've got a pen or when you're holding a mouse, you're gripping it. And with this, you're actually acting as though you're drawing with a standard paintbrush or a standard pencil. So it's really easy to actually get those effects that you want to get in here. So, you know, if I just go back now, and I'm just going to go back now and do, put some little birds in here.
And this is the software that is included with the Truss Slimline graphics tablet, right? This is the Art Weaver software.
You get the Art Weaver software with it, which gives you all the different sort of effects, and you can get layers. and you can erase things when you're using photographs, you know, and you can just add things in here. You know, we can put some white effects on the waves. You can do all sorts of things. If I had a lot more time, I could show you even more with this program. But you can get some idea now of, you know, where you get the wave effects on here with the white. So you can get those sort of effects on here. You know, it's just great that you can just play around with this and get different sorts of effects really, really simply. And I know that's done really, really quickly, but it just gives you an idea how easy it is to use. Whereas if you're trying to do that with a mouse, it's so much more difficult.
Sure.
It's a wireless pen. We give you an inkwell. It replaces everything you can do with the mouse.
Yes.
So if you want to open a document...
So you've got buttons on the pen as well?
You've got buttons on the pen, you've got a left and right button on the pen, so that acts like your buttons on your mouse, so you can use the same things there.
Clicking is the same as you tap it down,
you just tap it down. So for example, if I want to close this window, I can just do that. So it acts exactly like the mouse that you would normally use.
Yeah.
So again, opening a window, everything that you would do with a mouse, selecting all the menu options.
Sure.
It's just the same as using a mouse. It's very, very simple to get to use. And if you're doing video or you're doing editing photographs or you just want to learn how to draw, I was speaking to an artist the other day who's just working on paper at the moment. And I said, if you get something like this, you can do those effects like going behind the sails or putting something in front of something else or erasing something. Once you're drawing with a normal pad, you can't actually do that. So this actually gives you that effect of being able to erase behind things.
Yeah. You know, the thing I love about this is it's £60.96. That's your introductory price. But it's maximum easy pay on QVC. That means £15.24 is taken from a debit, credit or charge card. You decide which. 562794. It's the Trust Slimline 10x6. It's a widescreen picture, video and graphic editing tablet. And it's the first ever time that we've had it on our maximum easy pay. So we've chopped it into 4 payments for you. We don't penalise you for doing that. If you've bought from QVC before, you can use QCut to order this. If you're new to QVC, new to the zone, you can order on 0800 50 40 30. Both of them are free phone numbers. Both of them will not cost you if you're calling from a UK landline.
Yes, I'm just adding some bits in here and you can put your clouds in. You know, you can just paint away and it just gives you that sort of natural effect like you would be just painting with a brush, and you can do that very, very simply with this. So, you know, it's very, very easy to put your clouds in or do whatever you want to do to the
You're
picture.
getting into this, aren't you?
I really do enjoy working with this because, it's, you know, it's great to work with because you just get that sort of normal effect that you will be doing.
It's therapeutic as well, isn't it?
It is. It's really brilliant. And of course, if you're doing graphics or you're doing anything like that, you need something like this to give you that sort of effect that you wouldn't be able to get with a normal, you know, with a mouse because, you know, mouse is just not natural to work with, whereas this, you're just getting that natural sort of a pen effect and being able to draw straight onto it. I think it's fantastic.
562794 from Trust. It's the Slimline 10x6 inch widescreen picture, video and graphic editing tablet. Thank you very much to Colin. £60.96. You can see there 4 easy payments of £15.24. You can continue watching us, of course, on QVC, on Freeview, on Virgin, on Sky. It's entirely up to you, or Freesat.
Hi, I'm Billy Ocean, and you're watching QVC on ITV.
There you go. Well, I tell you what, we've seen some wonderful items, haven't we? What about that Kodak all-in-one? Well, this is a great way of being able to print if you want to. You can scan items in, you can make copies of them. Comes with lots of paper, ink included, 2 lots of ink in fact, 2 lots of colouring certainly. 564328. Only 100 of those to go around. Thanks to Matt for showing us that. It's Wi-Fi of course, but you don't have to have a computer. You don't even have to have a wireless router to use this. 164.88, 3 easy pays available. Disc gear, now that's a great way of storing 120 media storage devices. That could be CDs, DVDs or Blu-rays, 39.78. Again, you can see here there's only 10 of those left, I'm afraid, very limited. Also, don't forget, we've got for you here Nintendo. This brings you a great package. It's the Nintendo DSi XL handheld console. Again, Professor Layton games, Tetris games included, and a load of accessories, including a crystal case. $219.96, 3 easy payments of $73.32 in the wine red there. Today's special value, absolutely brilliant. Over 1,300 orders since midnight. 564504. This is the UK launch of this Toshiba Camilio S30. It's a 1080p full high definition 8 megapixel camcorder. Choice of colours there. Obviously there's the burgundy, we've got the pink, the silver, 130.80, and we've got it in black, don't forget. 3 easy payments of $43.60. plus of course your postage and packaging. As I said, you can continue watching us, Sky, Freeview, Virgin, Freesat, we're here of course. Don't forget, you can tune in at a similar time, again at the same time if you're a Zone fan. We'd love to see you there as well, but continue watching QVC or tune in and watch the Zone, similar time tomorrow night.
Coronation Street's always been rich in characters that you identify with and care about. You care what happens to them.
You know, Gail, she's had no luck, has she? You know, she keeps picking them. A number of times you tried to kill her, but she keeps coming back.
You were almost shouting at the script. Well, I was. Gail, no! Don't do that. You know, she did all the wrong things.
Hilda Ogden's my favourite. I loved her characterisation, and I loved her and Stan's marriage. I thought there was so much there, and all the little arguments they had reminded me of old aunts and uncles.
I liked Alan Bradley when he got knocked over by a tram on the Golden Mile. How you get knocked over by a tram, I'm not quite sure. They don't go that fast.
The good thing about Coronation Street, there's so much going on. It's not just one storyline that you follow 2 or 3 every episode, so I think that's why it grips you.
You do get involved with the characters. So it's just got something special. I don't know.
Unstoppable at home, disappointing away. Arsenal's Champions League campaign hangs in the balance. It's time to stand tall, or the dream is over.
Mesmeric football.
Arsenal v FK Partizan, Wednesday from 7:30, live on ITV1 and ITV1 HD.
Well, we've a slight change to the schedule now on ITV1, and it's Action Stations with Steve Scott. He's back on the Night Watch.